Okay, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Hewie Poplock, and this is the Central Florida Computer Society, and this is the Windows Special Interest Group, the WinSIG, that meets every second Sunday of the month, just prior to the main meeting of CFCS. I am emanating from my bedroom in Bradenton, Florida, on my computer, and I'm sending it to you through the Wi-Fi enabled. Actually, I'm wired here, but it's somewhere there's Wi-Fi, and probably on your end, and we've got the same presentation showing up there in Castleberry. This is, as I said, the Windows Special Interest Group for February 12th, 2017. Now today I'm going to start out, and let me go ahead and I can close I want to make sure I'm not closing the wrong thing here. And I almost did, I think. Let's see, it's this one right here. Now these are my plans for today. The first two items, Flipp and ClipMate, are presentations that I did about 3-4 weeks ago at the Northwest Florida Association of Computer User Groups, their conference. And the conference was quite unique in that they had basically two sections. They had the first floor, which were everything based, and then the third floor, which was mostly Mac based. And on the first floor, what they did is the theme was applications or apps. I was the keynote speaker, and the keynote I recorded in advance, and I do have that posted on YouTube, and I will have a link for it for you. I didn't want to go and do that again here. I may use it at a different time, though. But every session after that was made up of anywhere from 2 to 4 presentations by one person in an hour session about apps. And I chose 2 apps, one called Flipp and one called ClipMate. And Flipp is only, or I shouldn't say only available, Flipp is available for PC, I believe it's for Mac, and then it's also for your iOS and for Android. ClipMate is strictly a Windows thing. I'm going to do those 2 first, then I'm going to go into the others. And I'm going to do them in such a way as I can clip them out and have them as separate recordings as well. So that's why I'm giving you the introduction first. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to talk about Flipp. And by the way, on the WinSIG notes, the link will take you to their webpage so you can learn more about it there. But I'm going to talk about it from my presentation. So hang on here, and I've got it open. And we'll do Flipp first, and I'll start the presentation. As I said, I did this at the Northwest Florida Association of Computer User Groups. It was back on the 28th of January. And what Flipp is, it's if you purchase a Sunday newspaper, or if you did today, there are a lot of ads and inserts in that newspaper. Well, Flipp helps you so you don't have to purchase a newspaper, or if you did, if not all of the ads are in it, you can get them from this website. And the website varies from location to location. So what Flipp does, it allows you to search weekly circular deals and coupons. It gives you the item, the brand, or category. It matches local circular deals with coupons. It also helps you match your loyalty cards, and you can clip the coupon deals to your card. And you can plan ahead by finding out what's on sale and then stay organized once you're in the store. Flipp brings you the latest weekly ads from your favorite stores, including Walmart, Target, Family Dollar, Walgreens, if you have a Kroger in your area, and about 800 retailers altogether. And such brands you'll get coupons from as Tide, Gain, Dawn, and others. Here's what the experts say about it. USA says Flipp is the ultimate flyer aggregator. Don't shop without it. Good Housekeeping says apps we're loving. I know moms and time-pressed and busy are time-pressed and busy, and apps need to be seamless, intuitive, and helpful for them to take notice. Flipp is all of those things. It's been named a top shopping app. Some user comments. I've saved anywhere from $5 to $100. I've saved 33. Okay, you get the idea. People are praising it. Okay, some of the features. You can quickly browse through your favorite local weekly ad, including CVS, Bell's, Staples, Best Buy, Winn-Dixie, Dollar General, and Ollie's Outlet. I had set this up for the Niceville area, which is where I did this presentation. So that's Ollie's Outlet is something up in that area. And you'll see when I talk about it, it's matched to your area by zip code. You can match hundreds of coupons with weekly ads. You can plan ahead and discover the deals for each item in your shopping list. You can search through hundreds of items, retailers, and brands. You can clip items to organize deals and to make your shopping trip easy. You can discover deals and ultimate savings with the discount slider and save up to 50% off. And you can receive reminders about expiring deals, new offers, updates from your favorite and nearby retailers to stay on top of your deals. And you can print coupons at home and save at such places as CVS, Target, Walmart, and more. Okay, you can, with Flipp, you get to choose the zip code. This happens to be the zip code area for Niceville, Florida, way up in the Panhandle, and there's 40 circulars. In other words, there's 40 of those that are the 300 or 800 that are posted on the website that deal in that community and that region only. And I will use some from Bradenton, which are a lot of the same as that you have in Orlando as well. But you can see, once you do that, you can look and see which ones are there, and you'll recognize those are the exact circulars that you find in your newspaper. Here's the Winn-Dixie one, for instance. So I'm looking at Winn-Dixie from this week. Now, it may not be this one may be a Wednesday's newspaper. So again, you don't have to subscribe to the newspaper, and you can have all of those ads. So let's take a look at this one right here. And when I click on it, it brings up a larger version of that particular ad: boneless pork shoulder, blade steaks, or country style ribs. Buy one, get one free. So it's a BOGO. And then you can add it to your clippings by clicking on that box. And it tells you the dates that's valid for it. Once you do that, then you have the choice of removing it from the clipping. So if you've clicked on something or clicked on something and it's either the wrong thing, or you decide later on you don't need it, or you already got it, or you're taking it off the list, you can remove it from your clippings. And once you click on it, it circles it in the ad. So you know that's one you've clicked on. So you can see I went ahead and clicked on a few other things because I'm having some people over for dinner. So I got some cauliflower and some broccoli, 2 for $5, or some, I thought that was lettuce when I circled it. I'm missing the lettuce. I probably should have added that to the list, but there's some cabbage there. And then down in the lower left, for those that don't drink, I've got some Coke at 3 for $11, and I got some Bud Light on sale, and I got that circled as well. So I'm making up my list, plus, of course, the ribs are circled there as well. Now, when I go out to my shopping list, there are the items. So it makes a shopping list to have on your phone or your tablet, or if it's on your desktop, you can print this out and then have your list. So it's a nice way to go shopping and keep track of the things that you see as you see them in the ads. You don't have to circle them. You don't have to carry a whole bunch of newspapers with you when you go to the store. You can just have your phone or your tablet. You can go to other ones. Okay, if we're doing a party, well, maybe we need some furniture for outdoors, because after all, we are in Florida, and all year long we can enjoy the outdoor weather. I want to look at some furniture, so I had some clippings from the ad for Big Lots. And then I went out to the coupons, and I can look and see what coupons are. Notice they tell you where you can, where the matchup for those coupons, where you can buy those items, how much it is, how much you save with the coupon, and the coupon is there. And also if it has a loyalty card, and you can print them. And again, you can add your loyalty card, all of your loyalty cards into the application. In this case, all you have to do is enter the number in the Winn-Dixie customer reward box. And that tells you that they right now have 57 coupons available, or at least when I did this screen capture. And again, it shows you where their matchups are and where with the coupons. And this is what it would look like. And so you can clip directly to a loyalty card at Winn-Dixie or a Dollar General, or you can print the coupon and take it with you. But you can save 50 cents on that particular item for those people who smell up your party. In Flipp, this is what it looks like on an iPad, and you can there's a slide bar for the percentage of how much is going to show on the screen. You can have the full page. You can have individual pages or individual items. Again, it's Flipp. Now let's look at 34207, which is my zip code here. And here, as I look, okay, these are some things from their advertisements. Always have your savings at your fingertips. Flipp mobile apps for iOS and Android. You can find, we find new coupon matchups for every single day, so you can check every day. You can tap on an item to clip it, and I showed you how to do that. And then they found matching coupons for the flyer, and that's available as well. And you can combine your list with a friend and collaborate on a single shopping list. So your friend could be your spouse, so you both could be sharing the same link. And then you can connect account with Flipp to sync your shopping list and clip coupons to your loyalty cards, and that I mentioned to you. Okay, and here's some other ads. You can see a list of the ads. This again is, we're back to the Niceville list. And then there are, you can go out and download ads for each store and do something similar, but you have to do it for each one. You got Walgreens, you got a Winn-Dixie, and you can see the ad in the Winn-Dixie one, but you're only seeing the Winn-Dixie or Best Buy or Sam's Club. There is another app that I have on my iPad called Weekly Ads that has a lot of these same ads, but it doesn't work nearly as nicely as Flipp. This is what it looks like on my iPhone. It's just another app, and I just click it. And then the cards can be there. And again, on the bottom, you can see you can look at the flyers, you can look at the coupons, you can look at your shopping list, and you can check out your account. You can put all of your rewards cards in, or your loyalty cards into the program, so you carry them with you at all times. I have a separate program that does that, and then another one for Winn-Dixie and so on. This way, it's all together. Here I'm showing you the flyers from CVS. Here's my shopping list, my clippings. Again, my shopping list. Here are the coupons, and you can choose which coupons you want. And again, back to the flyers. This one happens to be CVS. You can look at them featured. You can look at them by A to Z. You can look at them by latest. And then you can also look at them by your favorites, the ones that you go to. So there's the A to Z. You have Ace. You've got advanced something, Aldi, AutoZone, Bed Bath & Beyond, Big Lots. So a lot of the stores you may already go to, their ads are there every week, and they are updated. If they update them during the week, whatever day they update them, it gets updated on Flipp that same day. By latest, this is by time. There's JCPenney, CVS, Guitar Center, Macy's, Kohl's. Again, this is for my area. And then there are some settings that you can do. Items clippings are expiring soon. You can be notified when that's happening. If you're near a store with clippings, it's in beta, but if you turn that feature on, which I don't have it on, then if you're near a store, it'll tell you, oh, you're near Aldi's, here's everything you've chosen from Aldi's, or you can take a look at the Aldi's ad. And then there's some sounds that go with the program if you want, photo list item check and photo list transcription. And then of course there's help, and then you can give some feedback. And then looking at my account, you can see what version is 502. And there's some, this is just sliding down on that same page. And then again, going back to the shopping list, notice that I've marked CVS for some potato chips for my party, and of course something for a headache, for the hangover, for those drinking the Budweiser the next day, and for me for cleaning up. I've included a coupon for some Bayer aspirin or Aleve. And okay, this is an item that I purchased that I'm not seeing on any of the ads, but I need to buy some more. I can take a picture of it with my phone, like I did here, and then add it to my clippings in my ads. So even if it's not in one of the ads, to make it part of my shopping list, I can take a picture of it and then remember to purchase it when I'm going through my shopping list in the store. You can dictate your list. You can just say and between items like cheese and eggs, and then add them to your list as well. I don't use that feature. Looking at when you're looking up the for the app on the Apple Store, this is what it looks like, or was this from Windows? This is the Apple Store, I believe. Yeah, because it says it requires iOS 8 or above. And it's compatible with the iPhone, iPad, and the iPod Touch. This is a shopping list. I've made it long, and so you can see that all those items are there. You just scroll down. Here are some of the circulars for my, this was the area up in Niceville. And you can see Bed Bath & Beyond circular is there. And there was something, okay, so I said, looking at it and doing the same thing there, I can circle, that's the Big Lots one there, I believe. And it is. So you can kind of see what the ads look like when you zoom in on them. You know, nice and clear, nice and big. And so it's a lot easier to find things and look through things through the ads. And so you don't have to deal with the stacks and stacks of papers. I know, Stan, you're one, you love to go through those and you clip them out or circle them and then have a pile of them. And then when you go to the store, you've forgotten the pile. And this way you can have it on your phone, or you can have it on your tablet or your laptop if you needed to. But you would have that information, or you could print it out and have just one group of all the stuff you're going to all of the stores. So that's it for that application. Before I go to the next application, ClipMate, are there any questions from the audience on Flipp?
Does it cover Publix?
I didn't hear the question.
He asked if it covers Publix. I looked at it on my computer. I'm sure it does.
I don't recall if it does. And if not, then you're going to have to also have the Publix app, because not everything is there now, but that might be something you can mention to your manager of the store that you go to, and maybe they'll join Flipp if they aren't now. Any other questions?
Well, I have a comment, and that is if it would cover like restaurants that put out coupons that you can only use once. So if you've got a coupon that you happen to like, or if they
this doesn't cover restaurants, it's strictly stores.
Oh, it doesn't. Huh. All right, well, never mind.
I don't remember restaurants having circulars. Sometimes they have within a circular, but they don't with a circular by itself. These are mostly the store circulars. I'm going to mute myself and clear my throat. Excuse me. Hopefully it shut it off.
Yes.
If not, you got an earful of me hacking.
Oh.
Okay, so that's the Flipp. And let me bring up the other one that I have here. And the program is called ClipMate. Is Ted in the audience?
Yeah, he's here.
Ted, don't you use ClipMate?
I do.
Okay. I don't know if there anybody else in the audience does. I've been using ClipMate for years and years. It's an extender for your clipboard. And if you recall, in Windows, when you copy something, it actually goes to a clipboard. When you paste it, you can paste it 2 or 3 times, but if you copy something else, it goes away and the new item takes its place. With ClipMate, it extends that ability. And let me talk about ClipMate. First of all, it hasn't been updated, or this version hasn't been updated since 2013. Still works fine for me. There's 2 versions. There's one license for 1 user. I think there's one for 3 and maybe 5 users. So maybe there's 3 versions of it. 3 ways to purchase it. I have it for 5 computers because I use it on all my computers, all my Windows computers. And I think I've been using it since 2008 or even earlier than that. ClipMate saves time and makes you more productive by adding clipboard functions that the Windows clipboard leaves out, such as holding thousands of clips instead of just 1 at a time. ClipMate has functions to combine, edit, manage your clipboard data. It can also print, reformat, and even spell check. It also has a multi-monitor screen capture, and it has features for sharing clips among multiple PCs. Now, I don't do a lot of this, but I do use it enough to make sure that it's on all my computers and it saves me a lot of time. So let's take a look at ClipMate. 1, it saves time. It makes you more productive. It holds thousands of clips. It combines clips. You can edit clips. You can manage your clipboard data. You can print. You can reformat. You can spell check. And you can use multi-monitor screen capture. And you can share clips among multiple PCs. Several of those I don't use. I don't normally use the spell check. I don't use multiple monitors, so I don't use that. And I don't share among multiple PCs. And even though I save the clips, I don't normally go back into older ones, way back. But I still have a lot of them saved. Okay, it runs on XP, Vista 7, 8, 8.1, and 10. There's a single user, a 2-computer license for the single user is a 2-computer license. It's $35. The one I use is a 5-user, and I think it's 60 or $65. I'll have it later on in the year. ClipMate remembers everything that you cut or copy to the clipboard. It works with all Windows programs that work with the clipboard. Its searchable database can hold thousands of clips in text, RTF, HTML, and bitmap format. It shortcuts place commonly used clips within easy reach for quick reuse, and powerful reformatting, editing, case conversion, and even a spell checker. And I'm going to show you a lot of this in the next few minutes. Okay, it's easy to use. Double click on a clip in the clipboard history list, and it's pasted right where you're working, or you can drag or drop data right from the ClipMate into the target, or what I do is I just do a Control-V or paste, and it goes there from whatever clip I'm on. You can use the portable version to take ClipMate when you're on any USB stick, including the U3 smart drives. For $35, $34.95, the single user license covers you on 2 computers or 1 computer and a USB stick. The household license, up to 5 computers used in the same household for only $80. I was wrong on the price. And the multi-user licenses are available as well, but it's a one-time fee. You don't have to keep keep renewing it every year. I don't use this power paste feature. Helps you quickly paste a series of clips or break apart complex data by comma, line break. I've never used it, so I don't know how to use it to explain it to you, but it's a feature that they tout. Printing, I've not printed. I don't use it to print clips, but you can. And as I said, I don't share either, but you can. The screen capture by desktop, window, or area with support for multiple monitors. I use Snagit to do most of my screen capturing, but I do use it to do a quick capture of almost anything, but not usually the screen captures, but I can do it if I need to. Sometimes you just want to paste without all of the formatting that often accompanies clipboard data, and I'm going to demonstrate some of that. It extends the clipboard, and any software program that can use the Windows clipboard can work with ClipMate. It was first used, or it was released in 1991. I purchased it in 1998 and have been using it ever since. Okay, you get an email and it looks like this. Notice all the lines because somebody forwarded or replied, somebody else replied back, somebody else replied, and you don't want all of those lines. So what you do, and I redacted it, so there weren't a lot of emails and so on showing. Okay, so what I do here is this is what the box looks like on my screen. There are two views. This is called the classic, and then there's another view as well, but right now we're using the classic view, and you'll notice that what I can do with the edit, I can clean up text. So by clicking edit, I get a menu, and one of the items is clean up text. When I click on clean up text, there are several things that I can remove or clean up. If you get a chevron, I'm moving my mouse up here right now. If you move up here where the chevron is, that, and I'm going to, I'll show you a screen capture of how it gets rid of that. But you'll notice here is where the lines are, and it's not checked. So what I did was I checked it. And so now that will strip out that character. And then I click down on OK. And so now what I'm going to do, I had already copied that email. I've now stripped of all of those lines, and when I paste, this is what it looked like. And when I paste it, you'll see on the right into a new message, all those lines are gone. It sounds more complicated than it actually is. You highlight what you want to copy, you copy it, and then you go in and you say, I want text conversion, I want to clean up, and once you click on that and you come back, and then when you go to paste, those lines are gone. Same thing with when you get an email that looks like this. You want to get rid of all of that. You're pasting it into a document, you're resending it to somebody, and you don't want all those chevrons or those arrows there. You copy the entire message, you go to edit, and then you say OK, and then you paste, and there it is without them there. Very quick, very clean, very easy. I use it all of the time. It's how I clean up a lot of stuff that I resend out that's got a lot of junk in it. Okay, here is part of an article, 3 paragraphs that I copied, highlighted from an article. So I'm going to copy it. I highlight it, then I copy it. And when I paste it, this is what it looks like. And I copied it or pasted it into Word. So it's just like it was in the article. But let's say I want to change some things. I'm going to go out to my ClipMate. I'm going to go to case conversion. I can make it all lowercase. I can make it uppercase. I can make it mixed case. I can make it sentence case. And you ever type a whole bunch of stuff and it's inverted? All the caps are lowercase, all the lowercase or uppercase, you can invert it by doing this as well. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and choose all uppercase. And so when I paste it, it looks like this. I haven't recopied it. I just went back out to my ClipMate, told it to edit, change the case, and make it all uppercase. Okay, I don't want that. So I did the same thing. I changed it, and I said, okay, make it alternate case. So every word is capitalized. Well, it didn't know ABC is got to be capitalized, so I have to go back and edit that. But for the most part, it's done just what I wanted it to do. So if you're making headlines for some purpose, you can do it very easily using this. And then if you want it to go back to regular, you go do it regular. And let's say it's inverted, and you can then well, let's go back. If it's inverted, you can tell it to invert, and you'll notice there anything that was capitalized is lowercase now, and anything that was lowercase is now uppercase. So sometimes you get a whole page of that, and then you realize, oh, geez, what I do? Instead of retyping it all over again, just do the conversion. Okay, so here is an ad with some information on it, and I want to pass this information on. Not the picture, just the information. And so I go in and I copy the information. So that's what I want. I highlight it. I copy it. I come to my ClipMate, and I paste it. Nice, clean, same information. It's right there in Word. But let's say I want to remove the line breaks. Okay, now it's put it all together, and so there aren't the line breaks. Now you'll notice that they are separated. If there's a space between the paragraphs, it keeps them in a paragraph, but it will take all the line breaks out of the paragraph. Sometimes you get an email and you want to copy that information into a new email or into something, and it was text, and so at the end of every line you're going to line break in it, and it breaks uncomfortably. Well, you can do this and have it put it back together again, so it's one flowing group, and then when you paste it into the document will handle the wrapping. Okay, let's take a look at this. I just want to grab the headlines from items 1, 2, and 3 in here. And I don't want all the other stuff. I don't want to do a lot of editing. The one nice thing you can do is you can tell it to append your clips. So what we're going to do, and by that I mean I'm going to come up here and you'll see me doing it because this is an animated GIF. What we've done is we highlight each of the items and then clip it, and then it appends 3 items, and then when we're done, we paste it into a document, and there are just those 3 items. We didn't have to do 3 separate ones and paste it 3 different times. You can append. So if you've got several things on a page or several pages that you want all together, you can append one after the other. Stop the appending, tell it to complete, and it says, and it will tell you in the ClipMate dialog box that it completed 3 items. And then when you paste it, there they are. So again, saves you a lot of time, a lot of editing, and it's right there. And like I said, in the classic mode of ClipMate, all of the clips are there. And you can go to any one of them and go back to it and re-paste it. And the other thing that you can do is you can delete them. And at the end of every week, it makes a zip file and goes back and saves them in a file where you designate. So all your clips going back years can be there, or you can delete them. It doesn't matter. You can delete them. You can open that zip, and then you can open it within ClipMate so you can go back. Oh, I don't think I saved anything, but I remember doing a copy paste, so maybe I can find it. I know what the date is. I can go into that week and find it. And again, it looks like this. You can sort them by modified dates or by title, and then find the ones you want. Under your file, you've got a lot of choices. I'm just showing you the menu items here for the different things that you can do. You can copy an item to a collection. You can move an item to a collection. You can export them. You can add new collections. And then under edit, you can undo. You can select all clips. You can append clips together or glue them. That's what I showed you. You can do the case conversion, clean up text, which I've showed you. You can shift them left, shift them right, remove the line breaks I showed you. And then there's the power paste up stuff that I mentioned. Under tools, you can auto capture. There's some options that you can set. One of the options I have set is every time I start up Windows, ClipMate automatically opens because I use it so much. Then under view, you can have it either classic or explorer. Explorer is the way I have it. Classic is with the long list, so you can go back and forth between them. You can have it open to classic. You can have it open to explorer. Some visibility. You can have it on your desktop where it's always on top, or sometimes it'll be covered if you open something over it. And then under help, there are several things you can do, including purchase it. So you can, I think there's a, it's shareware. I think you can download it and try it for a short period of time. There's tutorials, there's helps. You can go to their web page, which is not really updated a lot, not changed. Again, the program hasn't really changed in years. So this is just a summary of it. And again, there is a 30-day trial. So if you want to try it. And that's it for ClipMate. Any questions? Are we still, yeah, we're still connected.
No hands. Oh, there is a hand. Yes.
Where can you download that from? When I looked, there were several different places.
What is the best address to download ClipMate, please?
It's thornsoft.com, but I'll show you, let's see, here. In my notes, let's full screen this. So we're going to go to this anyway and make it bigger. If you go to ClipMate and click here, you can go to clipmate.com or it's thornsoft.com, either one, but clipmate.com will get you there too. As you can see, as you can tell from me talking about it, I use it every day. I use it all the time. It is my clipper. And so every time I clip something, it goes in my ClipMate, and then I do a lot of the appending and a lot of the change conversions and a lot of cleanup with it, because I do a lot of, if I do some website stuff, sometimes I want to take a long list of something and then break it up certain ways, or just pick up certain things from the article, and then I can just append one clip after another and then paste it all into one page.
Yes. When you're using this, does it automatically disable the standard Windows clipboard, or do you have to do that manually somehow?
It automatically does it. I think that's still out there, but it's just it's just using it the same way. So there's no way of really telling you. I don't think it's, if you close up ClipMate, you can still clip one item at a time like you can with the Windows clipboard.
Another question?
Has it compared any of the free clipboard managers with this?
Have you compared any of the free clipboard managers with it?
No, I have not. I've used this since 1998. It's worked for me. Why change?
I have to make a couple of comments, Hewie. Number one, what I do is whenever I'm at a computer and doing anything like surfing or editing or whatever, I open a notepad, WordPad, and then I use the standard Windows clipboard. You know, I just Control C and then Control V over to my open WordPad. So I have, in a sense, the same thing the ClipMate is doing. I don't have any of the fancy things like changing, inverting capitals and that sort of thing, but it's almost like learning a whole new program. And that's the objection that people give me for Total Commander. So to use everything in ClipMate, one would have to spend a lot of time learning it, and I get along very nicely without any other clipping device than just using the clipboard. And I can, if I have 5 or 10 sites or sentences or paragraphs that I've copied, I can then decide whether to save it as a text file, rich text file, or not. And but it does have the features of doing a weekly backup. Zipping is interesting.
Okay, let me just show you something very quickly. I am going to tell it. I don't know if you can see it down here. I'll move it up. It's not very big, but I'm going to clip on the append. I'm going to clip on that. Then I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to take 3 items. Take that one. Let's see, is that highlighted? And I'm going to do a Control C. Did you hear the noise?
Yes.
Okay, it makes a little noise when you do this in append mode. Let me make sure I get all of this. I highlight that, Control C, and I take this one, Control C. Then I come back to, because I'm full screen so y'all can see it better, so I've got to come back over here. Oops, I was there. There we go. And then it says appending, and I just tell it to stop appending by clicking that again. And then we'll go to my notepad and do a Control V, and there they are. Saves me having to do it 3 different times like you do. I'm doing it just in one group and then pasting it.
Yep.
And then I can take, because they're there, I'm going to go ahead. I've got this set up, so all I do is I click here, and then let's come down just a couple of lines. I'll do a Control V now. It's 1 paragraph. Saves a lot of time, a lot of editing. So that's how I use it. How I use it a lot. Okay. I hope you enjoyed me sharing that. Ted, I hope you learned something. I know you had wanted me to show some things about ClipMate at one time. I hope that helped you. Now, how many in the audience, and Stan, you'll have to tell me, use Google Calendar?
A bunch of hands, about
Right.
5, including Bob Black, Dick Vogel, and I use it constantly myself.
Okay, I've gone to Google Calendar. Now I have an iPad, and that has a calendar in it. I have Outlook, and that has a calendar in it. I have all kinds of things that have calendars in it, but I found that Google Calendar kind of brings everything together. And I really like Google Calendar. I've got it now paired with my Amazon Echo, and so when I tell the lady, and I don't want to say it loud enough because she may hear me in the other room, when I tell her what's on my calendar for today, she'll read from my Google Calendar. Or what's on my calendar for Wednesday, she'll read from my Google Calendar everything that's on the calendar for Wednesday, which I think is great. But also on my Windows desktop, I can get to it. And I found this article, and to be honest with you, I haven't really gone through it, so we're going to go through it together by clicking it here. And this is 7 ways to view Google Calendar on your Windows desktop. And it's got a lot of ads and other articles in it. So one of the things I like about, let me finish it loading here first. What we're going to do, script down there is busy. Okay, we'll just tell it to continue.
Huey,
yes.
big question. What is it you're doing to get rid of all these ads and side things? You talked about it last month And
I showed you, but I'm going to do it here again. See this right here?
Yes.
Let me make that bigger here. Right next to where the size is, there's something when I put my mouse over, it says Enter Reader View. I'm going to go into Reader View. This is in Firefox. Microsoft Edge has a similar feature built into it.
Is it not in Chrome or?
I don't know about Chrome.
Not in Chrome. How about that?
Isn't this nice?
Yeah, it is.
And then you could print this. I don't know that you can print this out. I know I can't save this like this in Evernote, but Evernote does the same thing. If I go to Evernote and open up my Evernote clip, I'm sorry, I'm going off a little bit, but I do Evernote a lot. I don't even know if Evernote will open in this mode. No, it doesn't. Okay. It doesn't let you do that. But in Evernote, I get a very similar thing, and I can save it in Evernote in that kind of a format, but Evernote's doing it, not the browser. Okay, so there are 7 different ways. You can use the Windows Calendar app. There's actually an app for that. And this article will tell you ways to use that. And so you can add an account, and you add Google to it. It'll select your account provider. Google is listed as one of the options. So if you go into a Windows, into the Calendar app by going to Settings and then add an account, Settings and add an account, the app will prompt you for your account provider. Google is listed as one of the options. And go ahead and click on Google and then close it. You'll see, you should see now all of your Google Calendars listed under Gmail in the left-hand column or panel of the app's main screen. And then you can choose which ones you want to show. You can create a browser bookmark, which I probably use. I don't use it. What I do is since I open my Gmail every so often for that account, I have many Gmail accounts and Google accounts, so I'm only using the calendar in one of them, which is my main account. I just go from the Gmail to the calendar once I'm signed in. But you can put it in your favorites bar and show the favorites bar, so you can have it in Google itself. You can create a shortcut using Chrome, and it tells you how to do that in this article. And then you can add your Google Calendar to Outlook, and I do that. So if you're using Outlook 2016, you can import your Google Calendars to the app. If it's done correctly, you'll never need to use the Google web app. You can just use the Outlook, use it within Outlook. And it tells you how to set that up as well. And you can see there's screen captures on how to do all of this. There's no sense because some of you have one, some have another. I'm not going to go through each one. You can go in and pick and choose. Again, that link is from the WinSig page for this meeting. And so you can go in and choose the one you want. You can use the Outlook web app. So you don't have to have the Outlook desktop app. If you rely on the web app instead, don't worry, it's still possible to add your calendar to it as well. And so you can go out and look at the Outlook calendar and then get to the Google Calendar through it, and it adds it. And then there's some third-party tools. There's something called Gminder, which I'm not familiar with, Calendar Sync. And then they ask how you access Google Calendar. I happen to use in my iPad, both Robin and I have a small free app called Tiny Calendar. It's much quicker than trying to connect it to the iOS built-in calendar, and it's a lot easier to add and change and make multiple day events and so on through this tiny calendar program than it is through the iOS one. but you can still do it, I believe, through iOS as well. So that's using the Google Calendar and other things. Don't rely on just using Google. If you use Outlook as well, or have it and prefer it, or again, follow the directions. You can do a quick lookup and connect it to your Echo, and have your Echo tell you what your calendar of events are for any particular day. Okay, some Windows 10 tips on question?
Yeah, quick comment.
I have a comment, Hewie.
Sure.
In MailChimp, I noticed that sometimes there's a dotted line under a hotspot. Like for this meeting, for instance, it said something about Oz is speaking on Sunday, and Sunday had a dotted line under it. And if you clicked on that dotted line, it would say, add to your calendar, question mark. And if you click on that, it automatically enters it in your Google Calendar to remind you to attend the meeting.
Right, and if you're using Outlook, it'll put it in Outlook, I believe, as well.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So yes, and that makes it really handy. So then you don't have to type it all in. You can add it through the email you get from MailChimp of the CFCS eBlast.
Right, and what I do with Google Calendar is I have it automatically remind me of something, either 15 minutes before, or sometimes I tell it to tell me a day before if it's something really that I might forget, like a doctor's appointment or something, so I can know I'm
Yeah, 15 minutes before sometimes doesn't help you if you're a half an hour away or a couple hours away, or in the middle of something that you can't break away from. So yeah, it's much better for you if you do it at least a day in advance sometimes, or whatever it is individually, what the item is as well.
Right.
So, but doing it a day before sometimes is preferable, and then sometimes you can reset it to now you're reminded, now tell me a half an hour before, so I'm sure I'm on my way, or I'm taking care of what it is in front of my desktop. So I keep things like not only doctor's appointments, but anything that I'm doing that involves, if I'm going to watch a webinar, I put that on my calendar now to make sure that it reminds me. Good, thanks for that. That was a good suggestion on how to add things to your calendar easily.
I can't say how much I use it. It's just wonderful. Not only doctors and webinars and things like that, but if there's a TV show coming up and they announce it too far ahead for me to put it on my DVR, I put it on the calendar.
Yep.
To remind me to do that. I just constantly use that. And
yeah, if people aren't using a calendar, whether it's Google Calendar or some other calendar on their devices, they're missing an important and a really good way to remember things. And as we get older, we tend to forget those things.
no.
Stand for yourself,
Yes.
Judy.
I am.
Hewie, Dick Vogel's got a comment.
Hewie, the other thing that's really nice about the Google Calendar is you can show on your calendar other people's calendars as well, for a wife or kids or something like that, to keep track of their schedules as well as your own.
Yeah, Robin and I both share the same calendar information, and so she can see it on her iPad or iPhone, and I see it on my iPad or iPhone. I see it on my desktop as well. So and if she adds it, it adds it to mine, and if I add it, it adds it to hers. So we're in sync all the time. So she doesn't have to say what's going on today, or call me and say, is this today we're supposed to do something? It's on the calendar.
And when you do that, you can set these other people's calendars to different colors so you know whose calendar you're seeing.
Yeah, and if you save it as an all-day event and just put the time in, it puts it at the top. If there's, because on some screens it may only show 2 or 3 and then say more or other, or give you some indicator that there's more of them, and you may not see all of them on the calendar. And so what I do is the important ones or things that I want to make sure that I see, I make it an all-day event even if it isn't, instead of putting the time down. Because for me, I'm not overlapping stuff so much that I've got to keep track of the exact hour that it starts and ends. And that way I can see readily the items that are important to me at the top. So that's just a trick that I use.
As
Sure.
much as I use it, I can't convince my wife to use it on her computer. So we don't share that, but we have, and I'm holding up a 8 by 10, open paper book. It's got a 2-page for each month that we keep in the kitchen, on the counter, and anything for dinners or birthdays, or we get a free invitation for a lunch or something like that. That's where that goes, as well as my Google Calendar.
Mm-hmm.
You said that you and what's that name?
I didn't hear what that comment was.
You said you and Robin are in sync as far as that goes. Is that a general statement of life?
He didn't hear it. Did you hear that and know who it is?
No, I didn't, either one of those.
Oz has just joined us, and it was he has a question. He's coming closer, so you'll be able to hear him now.
The question is, you said you and Robin are in sync on your calendars. I'm asking, is that true of your life in general?
Absolutely. And she's on the other side of the door.
She's on the other side of the door.
Okay, let me continue. What time is Oz starting so I don't cut into his time too much? We'll try to...
If you can do the next one in, say, 5, he'll start at 3. We'll take a quick break.
Okay, actually I'm just going to mention the other without even going to it, or well, I'll click on it so you can see what it is. But one of the things I don't like about OneDrive, why I haven't liked it, is everything is stored on your desktop computer, and then it's also stored in the cloud. Well, to me, it's one thing I don't like about Dropbox, that it saves it in both places. So if you're running out of hard drive room, having it in the cloud isn't benefiting you. And I believe now they've gone back, OneDrive, for a short period of time, or for maybe it was in Windows 7, you were able to store it on the cloud and just have a link to it on your desktop. So you were just having like a menu or a listing of what the folders were and what was in the folders. But you could have it where when you clicked on it, it grabbed it and brought it down, and then you could open it. And of course, if you had a decent connection with your desktop, you should. It would open it very, very quickly. And you weren't using up a lot of space. Well, they took that feature away throughout Windows 8, I know, and early 10. And it's my understanding this article is how to get it back so that you can sync them, but not have it on your desktop, and then how to make it go from your desktop to the cloud and then eliminate it from your desktop. So I believe that's what this article is about, and that's why I wanted to share that with you. And the other thing that I'm not going to have time to get into, but you're going to hear in the next few weeks lots and lots about the Creators Update to Windows 10. If you remember, the anniversary version was in July or November. There's been 2 major upgrades to Windows 10. And the next one is going to be the Creators Update. Remember, they're all Windows 10, so it's not Windows 10, 11, and 12. It's the Windows anniversary version and then the Creators Update. But it will be a major change, and there's lots of changes coming with it. They're very close to finalizing it. They had said it would be in March but most of the articles I'm seeing, it looks like probably sometime in early April it will be released. And then when they release it, it's updated on people's computers in stages, so not everybody gets it at the same time. But so be looking forward to that fact that the creator's update is coming. The articles I have, the first one is 10 new UI features coming to Windows 10. UI is user interface. In other words, how it looks. They're making some changes there. It may not look the same way. You may not like it as well. You may like it better. Then the Windows 10 Creators Update, all the new features Microsoft didn't mention. And then some interface changes coming in the Creators Update. And then I've also added a link to an article on 10 ways to stay safe on public Wi-Fi networks, and please take a look at that as well. And so with that, I will say that I'm complete. I'm going to stop the recording, and then we can take some more questions and then turn it over to Oz.